Okay, so that was the first disc of LOVEppears. I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. I don't even know. But anyway, I think this is an awesome CD, and especially if you're in the dance tracks, I definitely recommend this. If you can put up with her voice, God bless you. You're like me, where you've just come to ignore it. You get used to it, surprisingly. Anyway, yeah, this has some great tracks on it. And compared to some of her other albums that are out there now, I don't think this is one of the best albums. In fact, I would still recommend Duty over this album. However, it is still a good album worth checking out, and it does have some tracks that are pretty epic, including Whatever and Then and Who. Disc 2 is an awesome disc because it has a bunch of remixes on it that are like 10 minutes long. For real, it's awesome. The first mix is a Euro mega mix, which means the beat drops again, and it's really fitting to put on this album because it is a dance album, and it's got a lot of mixes of songs from her first album as well as songs from LOVEppears. So this particular mix I really like. I like it more than the house mix that's on there. And I think it's just because it fits with the entire album better. And it's so upbeat, like you can't help but like it, and you're just like, it's like a rave in your head when you listen to it. But it's a really good remix of all of the songs, and I particularly like the parts with Trust. Sorry, I love this song. But I really like this remix, and it has some really interesting added instrumentals and vocal techniques that she couldn't have done otherwise without this being a techno remix. So I really like this, and I wish I could let you listen to all 10 minutes of it, but you should just buy the album or find a place to pay for it and download it or something like that. The house mix is good. I do like the house mix. However, it has some moments in it that are really, really weird sounding, and they're like conflicting chords that I know they're supposed to conflict, but they just don't sound very good, even though they're dissonant or whatever. And they're in a really weird minor, but the piano in it and stuff is really good, and it has some really good moments in it. However, I would say that the Euro mix is overall stronger. But if you like dance remixes and you like house remixes, you'll like this a lot. And if you like Ayumi Hamasaki, you'll like this. And it has some really cool things, again, with her voice and vocal techniques that they couldn't have done without making them into remixes. And it's not like the Euro mix and the house mix sound a lot alike. They actually sound very different from each other. They use the same songs, I think, but the overall effect is a lot different. And so I definitely recommend listening to both. This song is already one of my favorite songs in the entire world. I love this mix. Even though it's not a huge difference from the original, it does have some little aspects added to it that make it even prettier and better than before. It sounds to me, correct me if I'm wrong if somebody knows, it sounds to me like this is a re-recorded version of her singing it too, because there are slight differences in how she sounds and how long the notes are and how the notes sound. If you've never listened to this song before, I recommend that you listen to the original first, then listen to this mix, listen to the A Balance mix, and then listen to it live from her 2008 A Nation, because that's the best version. She sings it in the rain, and it's awesome. But anyway, this song is really awesome anyway, and it just got made, awesome is the only word I can think of. It got to be even more awesome, fantastic, wonderful, whatever adjective you want to use, it got to be more of that with this mix. The beginning of this gives me such goosebumps. I love it so much. I mentioned this song earlier when I was talking about PS2. Again, you should listen to Powder Snow, the original first, and then listen to this, and then listen to PS2. I really love this version of this song. It's even more wintry. The song is called Powder Snow, after all. And it's such a sad song in the first place, lyrically, that with these instrumentals, it's a little overwhelming the first time you listen to it, because it's just so sad, and like, I just want to give her a hug. Like, this is a sad song. It's talking about you don't want to be around anybody else, and you just want to scream until you can't scream anymore. Like, it's so sad. But anyway, talking more about the instrumental for this, since I'll talk about the real song later, I really love the instrumentals to this. It could not have been more fitting for the mood and the title of the song, and it made me really happy that they made this orchestra version, because I feel like this song doesn't get much appreciation at all. So I was happy to see that this was on the second disc of her second album. I really like the beginning of this, and like, he picks up the phone, he's like, hello, and you can just hear Friend 2 playing in the background, and he's like, but as far as the remix goes, I heard a lot better, but I've also heard worse. This is just kind of a middle of the road. Oh, it's a remix of a song that she did on her first album. However, I really like this song, and I think that they could have botched it, but they didn't, and it's a pretty interesting remix, and it was kind of an interesting end to the entire album. Okay, so that is LOVEppears in its entirety, or is it? Because if you do buy the 2-disc CD, which I don't know how you can't, like, I have never seen it as just 1 disc, I don't think, but the really interesting thing about this is, like, you get the disc, and oh no, she's nude. No, it's just, she's not wearing a top, and she's wearing long blonde hair that's almost the same color as her skin, because she's so pale. I am not one to talk. How awful of me. I am, like, paler than her. Anyway, disc 2 not only has music on it, but if you put it into your computer, you can do some really awesome things. I will read them to you. I've played with it before, and I just don't remember off the top of my head. It has a list of commercials up to that point, which weren't very many, but still. Videos of, you know, her current discography up to that point. Again, not a lot, but still. Something that I've never tried before, and it's called Internet Gateway Y&Co. So if anybody knows what that does, let me know, because I'm kind of afraid to click on it. You can look at different magazines that she's been in, which is really cool. The NYC one, I forget what that does. Let's see. アルバムレコーディングで外れた NY でのスナップ. Maybe, I think it might have been like pictures from when she was recording or something. You can look at digest, and you can look at clips, and you can listen to voice files and download them onto your computer, which is hilarious. It's all kinds of really funny things. And it has the link to her official website. So it's actually a really interesting thing. It's not quite a DVD. It's an interactive CD. It's almost like a little Ayumi Hamasaki computer game, which is just a good time. Anyway, if you get this album, there is a really interesting photo book in it, which shows her standing here like this. And the inside covers are actually nothing to do with that picture. They're completely from a different photo set. And my particular favorite is this page. She looks really gorgeous, and because she is, but she just looks really gorgeous in that picture. And it has all the lyrics and everything, so I definitely recommend picking up this album. However, I will admit, wow, English is so hard for me right now. I will admit that I do recommend Duty higher than this one, and there are other ones that I would recommend over this one too. But if you're an experienced Ayumi Hamasaki listener, you want to try out one of her older albums, go for it. So with that, I leave you here, and I'll see you at the next review, which I've already decided. However, I'm totally open to requests. I do have kind of a pending list right now, but I'm all for more requests. It makes my life a lot easier, so bye-bye.